A major midterm debate airing nationally tonight only on NewsNation. Texas Governor Greg Abbott squaring off with Democratic challenger Beto O'Rourke for the first time as the state undergoes great demographic and political change. At the heart of this race, key national issues like abortion and immigration. A new poll just out from the Hill and Emerson College finding that Governor Abbott leads O'Rourke by 8 points. And Niall Stange, White House columnist for the Hill, joining us as he is wont to do, as one of my former co-anchors used to say all the time, every single week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So good morning to you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you too, Adrienne. Good to see you.
Good to see you. A lot riding on this race in Texas, but also nationally. What exactly do you think Americans will be watching for tonight?
I think they'll be watching to see how some of the issues that you mentioned will actually play out in this debate, particularly the abortion and guns and immigration issues. Those are issues that are clearly roiling the national picture. Abortion is an issue that Beto O'Rourke hopes to motivate voters with to try to make up this polling deficit that you already pointed out. But on the border, Governor Abbott seems to be favoured by Texas voters by quite a wide margin. And that is obviously important, as is his capacity to have a political advantage on the crime issue.
With Governor Abbott leading in most polls, is the pressure really on O'Rourke to deliver some big moment? I mean, clearly he's going to have to make some kind of statement with Abbott's popularity.
That's 100% right, yes. I mean, Beto O'Rourke needs some kind of knockout blow, or at the very least a viral moment out of this debate. He needs drama, in short. Now, he's trying to create some of that by, for example, scheduling a press conference with some of the families of the Uvalde victims just before it to argue for raising the minimum age for assault-style weapons. But in the debate itself, O'Rourke needs a game-changing moment. Sometimes that can happen in debates, but if at the end of this debate we think, well, that was very substantive and interesting, but there wasn't a moment that's going to change the race, that's good for Governor Abbott, bad for Beto O'Rourke.
The flip side, what does Abbott need to prove to voters?
He needs to prove a couple of things. One point that may seem obvious, but I think is worth making, is that Governor Abbott is seeking his third term. For any politician seeking a third term, you need to prove to voters that you still have not just the energy for the job, but the commitment to do things, that you still have an agenda that you want to enact, having already been in power. He was first elected in 2014. So that's one point. The other point is, I think, to show some empathy or compassion. On the abortion issue, Governor Abbott is conservative, and that's fine. But there is sometimes the danger of sound bites emerging that appear uncompassionate to women who are in very difficult positions. I think that's something he will want to avoid.
And both candidates, they've actually been vying for suburban voters. I mean, that's the case with any political candidate. Abbott has been focused on the border crisis and crime. O'Rourke has been centered around abortion and gun control, kind of split down party topics there. But the new Hill Emerson poll finds the economy is the top issue among Texas voters. 40% of all Texas voters care about the economy. Abortion at 16%, immigration only 12%, which is surprising. And then health care. What do you make of these numbers?
I think they're fascinating numbers. I do think it is surprising that immigration is so low down there. But look, in election after election, as you know, Adrienne, the economy is often the most important issue to voters in that middle ground. They want to know what government is going to do to make their lives better. That's an entirely valid position to take for any candidates. Now, in this issue, it's interesting in the Texas economy, its inflation rate in some of its major cities are slightly higher than the national average. Its unemployment rate is a little bit higher than the national average. But of course, the unemployment rate is still historically low. And the other thing about Texas is it keeps attracting more people. According to the census, there were about 300,000 people moved to Texas in the past year. So if that's happening, it bespeaks confidence in a state's economy and in its future. Obviously, that's good for Governor Abbott.
Niall, thank you as always. Have a great weekend. See you soon.
Same to you, Adrienne. Take care.
Thank you. Again, NewsNation, the only place you can watch this debate between Beto O'Rourke and Texas Governor Greg Abbott nationally. Leland Vittert hosts special coverage starting at 7, 6 Central. Stay tuned afterward for instant live analysis. You can submit questions online at newsnationnow.com/debate. And NewsNation is the only national news outlet where you'll be able to watch next month's Georgia and Pennsylvania Senate debates. You can submit your questions right now at newsnationnow.com/debatepa or GA. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.